Okay, guys. So, according to BLAD.com, Steve-O became known for his wild antics on MTV's Jackass. Now Steve-O has admitted to a shocking situation while on the show In Depth with Graham Bissinger. Steve-O recalled one time where he snuck into a drug dealer's house to try and get cocaine. Steve-O said, "I went over to the table to scrap up a pile of cocaine to snort it, but as I sat down looking at it, blood had been squirted. You can see like the little tiny little blood splattered on the residue." He went on to say that drug dealer ended up coming out as HIV positive. And Steve-O went on to say his actions were desperate and pathetic. So he did snort that HIV positive covered cocaine out of a desperate and pathetic act. Jen, is Steve-O still out here snorting cocaine that's covered with HIV? What are your thoughts?
You said it's who? You said what? Repeat that question.
Is Steve-O still out here snorting HIV-covered cocaine?
I hope not, because that is terrible. But I mean, as we all know, it when it comes to addiction, you know, with certain addictions, like people just don't care at that time. Like they don't make sense of it. You know, thank God that, you know, HIV is something as soon as it touches the air, you can't contract it anyway. Yeah. Not to say that he doesn't have it, you know, if he was, you know, sharing needles with this person, or it clearly if he was desperate enough to, you know, snort like blood-covered cocaine, what else has he done to get a fix from his habit? It's interesting. I was just watching this movie that you all should watch. It's called Party Monster, but it's based on a true story about this guy named Michael Alec, who was like the king. They call him like the king or the ringleader of the club kids, who are basically like this new school of young people that went out in the 80s and late 80s, early 90s, right after like the AIDS epidemic had like started like making its way or whatever. But he was like a big deal. He just basically led like this whole school of, you know, young people who were free-spirited and, you know, used a ton of drugs and, you know, had fun, but they ended up eventually becoming addicts to the point. It's on, do you have Amazon Prime?
I do.
You said you don't?
I do have it.
Okay, so have you ever heard of Prime Video? Because if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
it's on Prime. It's on Prime Video, but it's called Party Monster. But it's really good. But what happens?
Yes, I pay my $120 a year.
Oh God, that's a lot of fucking money. But
I know.
But what happens is the fact of, you know, him being on drugs so bad, like they just said, like over the years he got so out of control that he basically just made these people that were around him into like instant celebrities, like just instant celebrities. There was one guy, he was like, because he broke up with his boyfriend, or his boyfriend at one point was on drugs really bad, and his boyfriend got off the drugs, and then he, who originally wasn't on drugs, got into drugs really heavily, and his boyfriend broke up with him because of like his drug usage, and he was like, you know, I'm going to make a drug dealer famous, and he was like, and I'm going to make him famous. He's going to have a whole new list of clientele, and I'm just going to get free drugs. But he used so much of the drugs that the drug dealer eventually was just like, okay, I need some money. I need something. Like, you keep using me for all this shit, and I'm not getting nothing in return. So they got to it so bad, he killed the man. Killed him, butchered him up, like just horrific.
No, damn,
like,
you ain't got to tell the
cut
whole
his
story.
limbs. I mean, it's a true story. Like, if you could,
but you
Google it, it was like it was a big deal in like the 90s. Like a lot of people knew about it. You know, we just young, so we never heard of it. But, but yeah, no, definitely check it out. But I was just saying all that to say that, you know, for addiction, like a lot of times people will do some crazy shit. Like will do some insane shit. Because when I tell you that, I was watching just like, wow, this is so sad. And a lot of times, like, these people, they be wanting, like, freedom of some sort because they come from broken homes or whatever, and they end up just becoming a slave to the drugs. So I hope that he was able to. Yeah, I hope he was able to get a handle on the cocaine use, but I don't know,
Yeah,
that's hard
I
to
agree.
say.
I hope so too.
That's right. That's pathetic and sad. I will say.
That's true.